Bityi in the Eastern Cape has been rocked by more violent crimes, with the murder of traditional leader Nogcinile Mtirara and the rapes of 6 matriculants last night. Mtirara was killed at Nogcinile Great Place just outside Mthatha, while the pupils were attacked at a rented house in the same area. There have been no arrests in both incidents, and police are investigating links between the two crimes. Now, just over a week ago, 5 family members were killed in Bityi. 2 people who were arrested for the crime are appearing in court today. The victim's son describes what happened when his mother was shot.
When I heard a noise and I heard a voice of my mother asking who are you and what do you want, she was shouting. Then after that, I noticed that there was something that was happening. I then stand up, prepare for myself. Just after that, I heard 2 gunshots. Then someone opened my room door. It happens that it was one of our cousin's sister was running to my bedroom asking for help. Then when I check on the passage, my mother was lying down, full of blood. I couldn't chase the people that were running or the people that who caused that, because I have to attend to her. I then look at her. I find that she have 2 wounds. Bleeding. I tried to close them with my finger, trying to stop the bleeding. Yeah, but unfortunately, when the paramedics and the ambulance arrived, they confirmed her dead.
Let's take you live now to the family home where this crime took place last night. Newzroom Africa's Ntsiki joins us from there. Ntsiki, a good afternoon to you once again. So I can imagine that the family in this community is still reeling from the events of last night. What are the voices of the religious leaders in this situation?
Well, good afternoon to you, Katleho. Remember, in the morning when we arrived here at the Great Place, that is where Nogcinile Mtirara was gunned down last night. And in another separate incident, 5 learners who are doing grade 12 here at Jongintaba High School were raped, and 3 of them were sexually harassed. You know, there were 8 of them all in all in that particular boarding house. And when we were still busy there in that particular homestead, when you, Katleho, and our colleague Sipakema were analyzing the extent of criminality here in the Bityi administrative area, we saw 1 person who was handcuffed into the police van. We don't know whether he's one of the suspects or a person of interest. From there, Katleho, we came here in this particular household, meaning that 3 incidents happened only last night. The gunning down of Nogcinile Mtirara, the 5 girls, matriculants, who were raped and are currently writing their final exams in a concealed police station, around Mthatha. Here at the Timakwe home, we found that the elderly woman who stays here alone was also murdered with a sharp object. We don't know what was it, and her body is still lying inside this particular house in a pool of blood. And in the morning, I spoke to Reverend Sizwe Nyembenya, who is a religious leader here in the community, and he happened to be the sister of the elderly woman who's still lying inside this particular house, and he's about to join me now. Reverend, I was speaking to you in the morning. You are the SGB chairperson rather, at Jongintaba High School, and you are also a religious leader here in the community. And this is your sister who's still lying dead in the house behind us. What happened?
We don't know what happened. As I said to you in the morning, that our government doesn't care for us. That is why my sister is lying in a pool of blood. Because as I said, I have mentioned many times to the officials the extent of criminality in this place. We once requested that a police station be established here, or rather station police officers at the great place where Nogcinile was murdered, was gunned down. If they listened to us, that shouldn't have happened. Even this criminality should be eliminated if there were police officials around here.
How did you find out? Because I remember we were still live on Newzroom Afrika when you got the news that your sister has been murdered.
Yes, one gentleman came there who had been approached that my sister is lying dead here. And then he approached me, and then he brought me here, and I found her lying on that pool of blood.
Thank you so much, Reverend Sizwe Nyembenya, the religious leader here at Mqhekezweni. When we got here in this particular household, when I entered the house, there are elderly women who are still inside this house waiting for a forensic vehicle to come collect her lifeless body. There are elderly people who are guarding that lifeless body. And by the look of things, this attack started in the bedroom, as we could see the blood from the bedroom up into the kitchen where she's lying on her face in the pool of blood. And we understand, Katleho, that the provincial commissioner of the police here in the Eastern Cape, General Nogcinile Mtirara, is en route here. She might be arriving at any given moment. And talking about Bityi, because this area is also under Bityi administrative area, we understand this morning that 2 accused were appearing in the Bityi Magistrates Court, and we understand that case has been postponed to the 7th of November for further investigation. And we do understand also that one of the suspects, accused number 1, is also has evoked, his parole conditions by committing another crime. Therefore, he went to court this morning escorted by the vehicles from the correctional center in Umtata. And in this particular case, no one has been arrested in all the 3 incidents that happened here: the gunning down of Nogcinile Mtirara, the raping of 5 matriculants, and as well as the murder of elderly Timakwe in the homestead where we are currently coming to you live from.
Nzikino, you're giving us that developing story, very worrying scenes coming out of the Eastern Cape. Of course, in the morning, she reported to us with regards to the killing of Princess Nogcinile and the rape of the 5 girls. And now just in that the Mtimakwe family have lost an elderly woman who was murdered last night in the midst of all these incidences. Well, let's